Superman is perhaps the most iconic superhero of all time. I know that's a hyperbolic sentiment to begin a video essay with, but hear me out for a second. Ever since his first appearance in Action Comics #1 back in 1938, the Man of Steel has established himself as a mainstay in pop culture. In the decades since then, there have been dozens of different adaptations of the character, including film, TV, animation, and of course, comics. There's a reason he's continually rebooted like Batman or Spider-Man. Superman is that big of a deal. And I understand why he's been used twice now as the launchpad for two separate DC cinematic universes. Needless to say, any superhero Mount Rushmore lineup would be incomplete without Superman, regardless of how you feel about the character personally. And our latest incarnation of Clark Kent is flying into cinemas this weekend, which inspired me to take a look back at the renditions of Superman in Lego form. Without further ado, I present to you the history of Lego Superman. Ironically enough, our story begins with Superman's arch-rival, the Dark Knight himself, Batman. Lego's first partnership with DC Comics started in the year 2006 with the now beloved original Batman theme. This line lasted 3 years and spawned a plethora of iconic sets that have skyrocketed in value since their initial release. However, the waves were just Batman and Batman-specific players. No Wonder Woman, no Aquaman, no Flash, and of course, no Superman. In fact, there were no LEGO DC sets in general in 2009 and 2010, despite the seemingly immense popularity of the license. But all of that changed in 2011. After a multi-year hiatus, LEGO announced a partnership with DC Comics once again, but this time things were different. Not only would LEGO Batman make his triumphant return, but other DC legends were joining the fold, including none other than Superman himself. The first Superman LEGO minifigure was given out as a special preview edition promotion at New York Comic Con in October of 2011. While the figure itself will be seen again, the specific card included was completely exclusive, and if you own this item, you might be able to flip it for over $2,000. That said, I'm willing to bet most of, if not all of you watching do not have this ultra rare item. However, you might own Superman's first appearance in a retail LEGO set, number 6862, Superman vs. Power Armor Lex. This set was released on January 1st, 2012 and retailed for $19.99 here in the United States. It included 207 pieces alongside 3 minifigures, all of whom were essentially making their LEGO debut. That included Lex Luthor, Superman's arch-nemesis, Wonder Woman, and obviously Superman himself. The first LEGO Superman figure was depicted wearing his iconic red, blue, and yellow costume with the large S symbol on his chest. LEGO used their existing waist piece in red for his infamous trunks, and a new hairpiece with a cowlick was made to represent the character's trademark kiss curl. It was a simple but effective figure that portrayed the character perfectly. Later in 2012, another pseudo-Superman figure was exclusive to Comic-Con, this time the convention in San Diego. This was Bizarro, a Kryptonian clone character from the comics who was designed to mirror the Man of Steel. I don't have time to get into Bizarro's, frankly, bizarro comic book origins, but if you want to learn more about the character, I'll let you do your own research. Finally, for 2012, Toys R Us did a build event promo to create Superman's shield logo. This consisted of 257 pieces and reminds me of modern LEGO art sets. I wouldn't be shocked if we got a more detailed version of something similar in the coming years for the Man of Steel's S symbol. Speaking of Man of Steel, that transitions us into discussing LEGO Superman's 2013 retail appearances, which all resided in the wave of sets made for the Man of Steel movie, directed by the infamous Zack Snyder. A new Superman figure was created, this time based on Henry Cavill's take on the character. Gone were the trunks and bright colors, replaced by darker reds, blues, and golds. However, this new Supes figure gave us a laser vision alternative facial expression, a welcome update for the character. This year, he appeared in 3 sets. Set number 76002, Superman Metropolis Showdown, set number 76009, Superman Black Zero Escape, and the largest of the 3, set number 76003, Superman Battle of Smallville. These builds were about as ugly and gray as one might expect for sets based on a Zack Snyder film. A Clark Kent mid-Superman transformation figure also came out in 2013 as well, included as a bonus with the LEGO Batman the Movie DC Superheroes Unite DVD. Finally, for 2013 Superman figures, another Comic-Con version was made, this time black suit Superman. I've always loved the look of this variant outfit for the character, but sadly this figure is now worth about $5,000 by his lonesome these days, so I'll definitely never own it for myself. Something I do own though that has been lost to the bin in the 12 years since 2013 was a LEGO store promotional event build of Superman, which had 31 pieces. 2013 also gave us a LEGO Superman alarm clock, if that tickles your fancy. Superman essentially took off all of 2014 for LEGO DC. Perhaps he was just jaded after the mixed reception to Man of Steel. But to point out everything that has existed for the character, if you care about LEGO Duplo or some LEGO gear items, those did come out this year, but I'm not sure any of y'all are particularly interested in that. He, however, made his return in some 2015 sets. The comic book accurate Superman figure came in set number 76028, Dark Side Invasion, one of my personal favorite DC sets. Additionally, he was in set number 76040, Brainiac Attack. Both of these sets featured popular DC villains for the first time in LEGO form, and the latter gave us a new combination of parts for Superman as a minifigure. And of course, you probably guessed it by now, but another Comic-Con exclusive item reared its ugly, hard to find head for LEGO Superman fans once again. This time, instead of an exclusive figure, it was a full-on set, recreating the aforementioned Action Comics #1 cover featuring Superman lifting the green car. I personally love sets like this, capturing iconic, and in this case introductory, moments for the character. I wouldn't mind a modern remake of this set, especially if it were available to us peasants who didn't happen to attend San Diego Comic-Con in 2015. Now let's jump forward a year to 2016, when the DCEU finally made a sequel to Man of Steel. Well, it wasn't a normal sequel, more of a spin-off crossover. I'm not sure how you describe Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and I think that confusion is probably why the franchise ultimately failed. That said, LEGO made 3 new sets from this film, and 2 included Henry Cavill's Superman. The first is the titular battle, a small set, number 76044, Clash of the Heroes. Superman has a new torso here, but pay attention to his unprinted dark blue legs. The other set he comes in was the big one, set number 76046, Heroes of Justice Sky High Battle. It's almost the exact same figure, but this time he's got dual molded legs giving us his red boots. Little did we know 9 years ago in 2016 that LEGO's inconsistency regarding minifigures like this would still be a raging issue today. Also in 2016, a comic book Superman figure was found in LEGO Junior set number 10724, Batman and Superman vs. Lex Luthor, a set made for ages 4+. This year also gave us Superman's first Brickheads, a 2-pack with Wonder Woman that was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. Goodness gracious, if you want to be a LEGO Superman completionist, I pray your pockets are extremely deep. There are so many Comic-Con exclusive items. If you combine the price of all of them, you could pretty much buy a car. Finally, for 2016, a rather busy year for LEGO Supes, an unexclusive comics variation of the character came with Dimensions set number 71236, Superman Fun Pack. 2017 featured the supposed end of Zack Snyder's DC trilogy, but first we have a funny LEGO Superman variant to take a look at. This was set number 76068, Mighty Micro's Superman vs. Bizarro. I've talked about Mighty Micros in some older video essays on this channel. It's kind of a hard sub-theme to describe, basically a combination of bumper cars plus micro fighters. They only lasted a couple of years, and the sets were made for both Marvel and DC, so it's no surprise Soups got his own figure. The ridiculously stylized figure is admittedly pretty cute, and I love how both he and Bizarro's builds are mirrored versions of each other. And oh, Bizarro, again, here's your chance to get this character in a very cheap set, albeit not in an appealing minifigure format. Now we can talk about Superman's appearances in the Justice League sets, or should I say set, because he was only found in the largest of the three, set number 76087, Flying Fox Batmobile Airlift Attack. I remember thinking only 955 pieces for $130 was such an awful deal back in 2017, but comparing that to some modern sets, that price feels like a steal. As for the Cavill Superman figure, he was the exact same as the year prior. In fact, he was the same version from the smaller set with no dual molded legs, which disappointed many fans. In 2018, a comic book variation of Superman came with set number 76096, Superman and Crypto Team Up. Superman wasn't new here, but this set did give us a pretty awesome newly molded Crypto piece, which I'm sure will only be more desirable with his appearance in the new film. Superman was also a part of a set based on the Lego Batman movie this year, set number 70919, the Justice League Anniversary Party. This figure was exclusive because of a very cartoony face print representing Channing Tatum's take on the character, which was inherently quite silly, although I do love Channing Tatum. We also got another Brickheads of Superman, a 2-pack alongside Batman based on Zack Snyder's film, and that was about it for Lego Superman in 2018, which kind of happened to be the last full-on year for this character in Lego form. As for 2019, the only item released was set number 211903, Superman, one of those European magazine polybags. 2020 had nothing for Lego Soups besides one single figure found in the DC Comics collectible minifigure series. This was Superman sporting his Rebirth costume, a really nice variant to get for hardcore DC Comics fans, and honestly, I think this might be the best torso print we've ever seen for the character. However, that was it, and the same lack of content goes for 2021, and 2022, and 2023, and 2024? Quick editor's note. In 2022, a minifigure of Val Zod Earth 2 Superman was included as part of the LEGO DC Characters Encyclopedia book. This is a multiversal version of the character and not Clark Kent, but it felt worth mentioning because he is specifically referred to as Superman. In fact, the LEGO DC theme essentially reverted back to how it started, solely Batman based. And while some of the larger Batman sets during this time period have been absolutely fantastic, hardcore DC fans have felt betrayed by the LEGO group for no representation for the theme, while in the meantime, rival Marvel gets dozens of creative sets every single year. Thus enters 2025, the year Superman returns to the big screen. Despite crazy levels of hype building towards James Gunn's new Superman movie, which is kicking off the latest DC universe in movie theaters, LEGO elected not to make sets based on this film. Why? I genuinely have no idea. Pretty much every other major toy manufacturer did. I would have loved at least one set to have been made, preferably 3 like we saw for the Batman a few years ago. Even Superman himself, David Corenswet, wants his own LEGO minifigure.
I want to build Legos with this Superman. I would like to have Legos. Please, Lego. Make me a Lego.
But alas, nothing was produced. But at least a new comic book based Superman set is now on shelves. That set is set number 76302, Superman Mech vs. Lex Luthor. Why does Superman, the literal Man of Steel who can fly and shoot laser beams out of his eyeballs, need a mech? I have no clue. I actually feel like this set would have made much more sense if the roles were reversed. Lex Luthor is literally known for his own mech suits in the comics anyways. I'm not really sure what LEGO was smoking here. That rant aside, it's nice to see a non-Batman DC character for the first time appearing in a retail LEGO set in years. And who knows, maybe if the new Superman movie pops off, LEGO can make up for their mistakes this year and produce sets in the future. But for now, this wacky mech will have to do. And there you have it, y'all, the complete history of LEGO Superman. What are your thoughts on this character and LEGO form? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. This has been a Brickology Productions video essay. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.